I've never even contemplated doing anything else in my life other than being a nurse. To me, it's my job. It's just what I'm meant to do. So I don't think of it as, oh, this is special, or oh, I'm proud. It's just, this is just me.
Confirmation page, Maryland 1, your flight is confirmed.
When the tones do drop and we head up to the aircraft, I'm already thinking 3 steps ahead. Okay, so our dispatch tells us you're going after a car crash. This is a scene flight and you're gonna be landing, on the road somewhere. I'm already thinking, okay, so is the patient pinned? What are they gonna need? Once I get there, what kind of injury am I gonna find? What am I gonna need to take care of? There is anxiety because it's like, what if it's something that I don't recognize, or what if it's something beyond what I've taken care of before? There is excitement just because it's like, this is what I'm meant to do.
We're ready for takeoff. Seatbelts, equipment, doors.
Lock and secured. Up front, lights gated.
Lights out. Stage screen.
Edge foot flight.
Both edges of flight. Top County area traffic going up to Spare 1, lifting on taxiway Alpha. All right, up front, we're in flight with no caution or warning lights. All temperatures and pressures are in the green.
I'm just looking out the window. I'm watching the world go by. I'll know what our ETA is before we land, and I will mentally just relax. And then when we're on short final to the scene, then it's like, okay, now we're kicking in again.
Sand base M1 on final, PRMC wheels down.
There are so many things that go through your head until it's just you and that patient and your partner. Get them loaded in the aircraft and off we go. And then whatever needs to be done, in flight, back to the hospital.
One's down and secure at PRMC.
There have been times where we've landed, whether it's a car crash or a heart attack or whatever, and the patients are in cardiac arrest, and we get to the point where either my partner or myself, one of us would step back and talk to the family and say, these are the things we've done. We've reached a point where there's not anything else that we can do. But that's how the day goes. And then you deliver the patient and you go up and you do the paperwork, and the next thing you know, you're getting the aircraft and off you go again. When I'm having bad days, getting out on the road and running, I can clear my mind. Like if I'm working through things, like as I'm running, I'm processing and thinking, okay, either I should have done this or I should have done that, or being a manager now, it's like, okay, what's going on with the team and with the crew and what needs to be done for the helicopter. Then as I get out on the road, it's like I can free my mind, breathe, and just let things go. I try really not to think about anything when I'm running. I can at least have a talk session.
Then you'll get forced into working out.
And then I will get forced into working out because we both know that mental and physical is what helps.
There's a sign around here somewhere.
I think so. It helps. It's just, there are days, and you know that. I mean, we've been friends for, oh my gosh, like
7 years.
7 years.
7 years.
It's crazy. Kickboxing is when I can release my frustrations. Jab, cross, hook, uppercut. You ready?
Yep.
If I'm angry about something, it's like, my frustrations and stress are relieved by what I can do. Then I'm like, okay, I'm fine now. Good. All right.
Chin up. There it is. Woo! I didn't realize we were gonna do this many.
I didn't either. Woo. Yes. And I love to read. My life is so serious anyway with everything that we do. I read to get away from all of that. Sitting by the pool, or I'll get down on the lake and either be out on my paddle board and just chill, like float up and down the lake as needed, or my kayak, I'll kayak and just float around and not think about anything. That's the whole thing with that for me, is to just be able to do nothing. What's nice is having a husband who is also been in the same field. He understands when I have a bad day, when we have bad flights, he'll listen. He's really good about identifying when I've reached my breaking point on things like that. So funny comparing this picture of my birthday.
I was going to say, I think you're 5 there.
When I knew I wanted to be a nurse, in my first nursing uniform, and then my first official nursing uniform after graduation.
You look like you're about 10 there.
I know, this is definitely not old enough to be taking care of patients or anything,
You
that's
didn't
for
look
sure.
much different than that the first time I ever saw you.
No, I was walking.
Had a big
through
bow
the
in your hair.
ICU. Yeah. And then got it. I have a picture of me from my 5th birthday, and my mom had got me a nursing cap, and way back in the day when nurses still wore little capes in their white uniforms. And then getting lucky and having the 2nd aircraft come in service and being able to join. And then when they called and said, "Oh, you're both on the helicopter, let's do an article and stuff." So
This is the one that we have on the board down in the basement.
and you had dark hair. It wasn't all
I had hair
all
and I was
white.
skinny.
Yeah. Well, that's age for us and stuff. I took care of my dolls. When I was growing up, I took care of my cousins. I was the one who took care of everybody. So if you're hurt, I had them wrapped up. I had my dolls wrapped up. I had my dogs wrapped up. And I knew that that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to take care of people. And I wanted to make sure that they weren't hurting, and when they were, that I knew what to do. I was in a really bad car crash. Coming home from work one night and got hit head on, and then spent 6 months learning how to walk again. I learned how to be the patient, which is very hard. Nurses make the worst patients. I had a lot of severe injuries. My husband, he also became very ill early on in our marriage, to the point where we ended up flying him on our helicopter. I learned to be a family member of someone who was flown and was severely ill, and what to do, and having to listen to the doctors and what they should do. And not only am I sympathetic to the patients that I fly and I take care of, I can be empathetic because I've been in those shoes. I've been the family, I've been the patient. I know what it's like. I know how hard it is. With Parkview and being the family that they are, to help take care of all of those things too. They take care of me as the nurse and the caregiver that I am, and they're the people who took care of me when I was the patient, and they were the people who I reached out to and leaned on when my husband was the one who was sick. And I think from that perspective, it comes full circle all the way around. We carry a lot of baggage, and over the amount of years that I've done this, the suitcases have gotten full. The flight crew is such a close family that we're all able to talk, and we're able to unload that baggage, so we don't have that stress that just weighs us down. That baggage stays with me, and you have to work through that. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to still do what I do.
Are there any particular calls that stick with you?
Yes. There was a. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. Take your time.
There's a couple flights that stick with me. This one that is a chart that I still carry with me. I keep it in my flight bag. It was a family in their van, and they were hit by a drunk on their way home. The mother was severely injured, and they flew her in. The kids, two of the kids were hurt really bad. So I was responsible for taking care of the mom when they flew her in. So I was up on the helipad. We brought her down to the ER. She went into cardiac arrest and pronounced her dead. I still had my gown on, I still had my gloves on, I had blood on my hands when they said the son is coming in by ground and he's in cardiac arrest, you need to take care of him. And so I turned around and all I could think of was, I'm still covered in your mom's blood, and now I have to take care of you. And I didn't have the chance to change. That always stays in the fact that life changes in a second. You don't ever know what's gonna happen, and so that has always stayed in my flight bag with me, just as a reminder that life is short and you never know what's gonna happen. When I think, oh, things are all good, and then I happen to see that charter, I think, you know, Stace, live your life to the fullest. Reach out and do the things that you wanna do. Don't just sit back and let life pass you by. That's why. That's the chart I carry with me. We talk about amongst each other about how we are a part of these patients' worst days or the family's worst days, and to know that I played a part in that, there is pride in that. I am so glad that I was blessed with the knowledge and the experience, and that was the path that I was given to be able to take care of those patients and to be a part of their lives. So I'm very proud of that. Parkview has always been the place. I would have never thought to work anyplace else. Parkview is where I wanted to go. And on days when we're busy and we've got 5 flights that we've done, and it's just one flight after another. I mean, it's a long day and it's hard, but at the end of the day, I've known that I've done the best I can for these people, and that they'll have another day, to be alive. If I could have the 5-year-old sit beside me, I'd be like, don't give up on being the nurse that you want to be. Don't give up on being the caregiver that you want to be. Don't change your path, because I think I have walked the best path in what I've done with the care that I've given to the patient. I love what I do. There are frustrations at times, like I said, but at the end of the day, I love my life. I love the time that I've worked at Parkview. I take a day at a time, and there are days I love it and there are days that I don't, and then you come back and you're like, okay, I'm good to go now, and it's another set of days.
Attention, Samaritan 1, have a scene flight request.